Akatsuki Bakugo was born with the quirk called Explosion, which allows him to create and control explosions through the nitroglycerin-like sweat from his palms. Bakugo's childhood was marked by his dominant personality and a sense of superiority. He was frequently praised for his abilities, which fostered an inflated ego, and growing up, he was originally friends with Izuku Midoriya, who was at the time born quirkless, but despite their initial friendship, Bakugo's attitude towards Midoriya soured over time. He began to see Midoriya's lack of a quirk as a sign of weakness, and often bullied him because of it, now calling him Deku instead of his real name. Bakugo's harsh treatment of Midoriya was partly fueled by his desire to assert his dominance, but also by his own insecurities about maintaining his top position. Bakugo's ambition to become the #1 hero is deeply rooted in his upbringing, as his parents, particularly his mother Mitsuki, played a significant role in shaping his character. The constant praise and high expectations placed on him contributed to his drive for perfection and recognition. Entering UA High School marked a turning point in Bakugo's life, as his journey at UA is characterized by intense rivalries, especially with Midoriya, who unexpectedly gained the powerful quirk One for All. Initially, Bakugo's arrogance and aggressive behavior isolated him from his peers. However, as he faces various challenges and defeats, he begins to reevaluate his understanding of heroism. He starts to get more and more humble as the story progresses, and his character development is amazing to witness. He begins to acknowledge his own flaws and the value of teamwork, and a pivotal moment in Bakugo's development is his realization that being a hero is not solely about being the strongest, but also about protecting others and making sacrifices. He goes from being a pretty annoying and easily dislikable character at the beginning of the story to becoming one of the greatest as we see him develop, and some of the most emotional moments in the series are driven through his actions. All Might, whose real name is Toshinori Yagi, is known as being the symbol of peace, and he is celebrated for his unparalleled strength, charismatic personality, and unwavering dedication to justice. He wields the quirk One for All, which grants him immense strength, speed, and durability, but growing up, he never actually received a quirk, which was abnormal, as the vast majority of people are born with them. This lack of a quirk in his early life deeply influenced his desire to become a hero who could inspire and protect others. His life changed dramatically whenever he met Nana Shimura, the 7th holder of One for All, who recognized his potential and chose him as her successor. Under her mentorship, Toshinori received the quirk and trained very hard to master its power. All Might's rise to prominence as the world's greatest hero is marked by his relentless pursuit of justice and his commitment to becoming a symbol of hope. His larger-than-life persona, characterized by his confident smile and catchphrase, "I am here," serves to reassure the public and deter any potential villains. He is known for his extraordinary heroics, including the frequent and highly publicized battles against villains, which have cemented his reputation as the ultimate hero. Despite his public image, All Might carries the burden of a grave injury inflicted by his arch-nemesis All for One, which severely limits his ability to maintain his powered form. This injury, combined with the realization that his time as a hero is limited, leads him to seek a successor for One for All. He finds this successor in Midoriya, who is also quirkless just like he used to be, and he chose him due to his heroic spirit. All Might's relationship with Midoriya becomes a central element of the series as he mentors and guides him in the use for All for One and the responsibilities of becoming a hero. Through his strength, deep compassion, and sense of duty, his journey from being born a quirkless boy to the selfless hero everyone knows and loves is one of the most inspiring stories in the entire series. Even after retiring from active duty, his influence continues to shape the next generation of heroes. All for One is a malevolent and powerful villain. His full real name is unknown, adding to his mysterious and sinister aura. He wields a unique and fearsome quirk, which is also called All for One, and it allows him to steal and use the quirks of others, as well as distribute them to whoever he chooses. This ability has made him one of the most formidable foes in the series, capable of amassing an array of powers that make him nearly invincible. Details about All for One's childhood and upbringing are sparse in the series, but it is known that he had a brother who is known as Yoichi Shigaraki. Unlike All for One, Yoichi possessed a heroic spirit and believed in using quirks for the greater good. All for One, however, saw quirks as tools for domination and control. This obviously caused a conflict between these two, as All for One had an immense desire to control and reshape society to his liking, while Yoichi actively opposed him. Eventually, he forcibly gave Yoichi a quirk that allowed him to stockpile power, unknowingly combining it with Yoichi's original quirk that could transfer powers to others. This fusion resulted in the creation of One for All, and this quirk is designed to counter All for One's tyranny. This rivalry between the brothers set the stage for the long-standing conflict between One for All's successive holders and All for One. His reign of terror spanned generations, during which he established himself as the leader of the League of Villains and the mentor of Tomura Shigaraki, whom he groomed as his successor. His influence extended throughout the criminal underworld, manipulating events from the shadows to destabilize society and create chaos. His clashes with All Might are legendary, which have resulted in several injuries for both of them. His lust for power and lack of empathy makes him a formidable antagonist, and and even after he was once defeated and imprisoned in the past, his legacy still endured through Tomura, showcasing that even if he is long gone, his wrath can still continue on strong. Shoto Todoroki possesses a unique quirk called half cold, half hot, which allows him to generate ice from the right side of his body and fire from the left, giving him versatile and formidable combat abilities. He is the son of Endeavor, and his father has an obsession with surpassing All Might, which eventually led him to marry Rei, a woman with an ice quirk, to create a child with a powerful dual ability quirk. Shoto, as the product of this, was subjected to rigorous and harsh training from a very young age, where he was intended to be molded into the perfect hero capable of surpassing All Might. Shoto's upbringing was marked by immense pressure and emotional abuse, as Endeavor's relentless and often cruel training, combined with his disregard for Shoto's well-being, caused deep psychological scars. Rei, overwhelmed by the abusive environment, suffered a mental breakdown, resulting in an incident where she accidentally burned Shoto's left side, leaving him with a prominent scar. This event further strained Shoto's relationship with both of his parents, especially his father, whom he eventually grew to resent deeply. At UA High School, Shoto initially isolates himself from his peers, focusing solely on his goal to become a hero without using his fire abilities, a symbolic rejection of his father's influence. His encounter with Midoriya during the UA Sports Festival serves as a turning point where Midoriya's words and actions inspire Shoto to confront his past and embrace his full potential, including his fire quirk. Throughout the series, Shoto's character evolves as he learns to reconcile with his traumatic past and strive for his own ideals of heroism, independent of his father's expectations. He begins to build relationships with his classmates and gradually mends his relationship with his family. Shoto's journey is one of overcoming personal demons, finding his identity, and forging his path as a hero. His story highlights themes of resilience, self-acceptance, and the impact of family on one's growth and identity, which easily makes him one of the best characters in this entire franchise. Himiko Toga is a member of the League of Villains, and she stands out for her distinctive quirk and complex personality. Her quirk, which is known as Transform, allows her to assume the appearance of anyone whose blood she consumes, making her a formidable and unpredictable opponent. She was born into a seemingly normal family, and her fascination with blood and her dark tendencies manifested at a very young age. Her parents, disturbed by her behavior, try to suppress her nature, forcing her to conform to societal norms and expectations. This repression caused a profound sense of alienation and frustration in Toga, who struggled to fit into the mold of a normal girl. Toga's fixation on blood and transformation stemmed from a deep-seated desire to connect with others in an unconventional and misunderstood way. She viewed the act of consuming blood and transforming as a form of intimacy and expression of affection. Her inability to express her true self led to an emotional breakdown, and during her middle school years, she violently attacked a classmate, and this incident is what led her down to her full descent into villainy. This act led her to running away from home and eventually joining the League of Villains, where she found acceptance and a sense of belonging amongst the other outcasts. As a member of the League, Toga's cheerful and seemingly innocent demeanor contrasts sharply with her violent and sadistic tendencies. She develops an obsession with Midoriya and Uraraka, drawn to their heroic qualities and viewing their blood as especially desirable. Despite her twisted nature, Toga's interactions with her fellow villains, particularly Twice, reveal a more vulnerable and human side to her character. She cherishes her camaraderie and acceptance she finds within the League, highlighting her need for connection and understanding. Toga's story is an exploration of the consequences of societal rejection and the struggle to find one's identity. Her character challenges the traditional notions of good and evil, presenting a complex individual shaped by her own circumstances. The story dives into themes of acceptance, the human need for connection, and the fine line between heroism and villainy. Ochako Uraraka possesses the quirk Zero Gravity, which allows her to make objects weightless by touching them with her fingertips, providing her with unique combat and rescue abilities. She was born into a modest family that struggled financially due to her parents' construction business facing constant hardships. Witnessing her parents' effort to make ends meet instilled in her a deep sense of responsibility and a desire to alleviate their burdens. This desire became the driving force behind her decision to pursue a career as a professional hero, hoping to earn enough money to support her family and ensure their comfort. Despite her financial struggles, Uraraka's parents were loving and supportive, encouraging her to follow her dreams. Their unwavering support and sacrifices motivated her to work hard and strive for excellence. This bond and sense of duty are evident in Uraraka's dedication and perseverance through her training at UA High School. Initially, she is portrayed as somewhat naive and overly focused on her financial goals. However, her experiences and interactions with her classmates, especially Midoriya, inspire her to broaden her understanding of heroism. She learns to balance her personal motivations with the greater ideals of being a hero, such as saving lives and protecting the innocent. Throughout the series, Uraraka's character evolves as she gains confidence in her abilities and she reevaluates her goals. Her journey is one of self-discovery, resilience, and the pursuit of her dreams, and she embodies the themes of hope, hard work, and the importance of staying true to oneself while striving to make a difference in the world. Tomura Shigaraki, born Tenko Shimura, is the leader of the League of Villains, and later the Paranormal Liberation Front. His quirk, which is known as Decay, allows him to disintegrate anything he touches with all 5 fingers, making him a formidable and dangerous adversary. He was born into the Shimura family and is the grandson of Nana Shimura, the 7th holder of One for All. However, his early life was full of abuse and neglect, as his father Kotaro harbored a deep resentment towards heroes, particularly Nana, for abandoning him to pursue her heroic duties. This resentment manifested in Kotaro's harsh treatment of his son, forbidding him from even mentioning heroes. Tenko's quirk eventually manifested in a horrifying incident as he was overwhelmed by his father's abuse and the stress of his suppressed quirk. He accidentally activated Decay, resulting in the gruesome deaths of his entire family, including his parents, siblings, and even the family dog. Traumatized and abandoned, he wandered the streets, shunned by society, and struggling with his newfound destructive power. His life took a dark turn whenever he discovered All For One, where All For One saw potential in Tenko and took him in, renaming him to Tomura Shigaraki. Under All For One's guidance, Shigaraki was groomed to become a villain and the eventual successor to All For One's legacy. He adopted a nihilistic worldview, seeking to destroy the hero society that he believed had failed him and also countless others. Throughout the story, Shigaraki evolves from a vengeful and unstable villain into a more calculated and formidable leader. His encounters with heroes, especially Midoriya and All Might, further fuel his hatred and resolve to dismantle the current hero-dominated society. Shigaraki's character is a complex mix of tragedy, deep-seated rage, and a desire for both revenge and liberation from the societal norms that he believes are inherently flawed. His journey is a dark reflection of the themes of heroism and villainy, and through his character, we see the consequences of societal neglect and the impact of trauma. As Shigaraki grows stronger and more determined, he becomes a symbol of the ongoing conflict and the challenges faced by both heroes and villains in both of their quests for power and justice. Izuku Midoriya, also known as Deku, was born quirkless in a world where nearly everyone possesses superpowers known as quirks, and his journey from a powerless boy to a strong hero is inspiring to witness. Midoriya's childhood is marked by his admiration for heroes, especially All Might, and despite being born quirkless, he dreams of becoming a hero and diligently studies the abilities and strategies of professional heroes. His mother, Inko Midoriya, is supportive but deeply concerned about his safety and future in a society that often marginalizes those without quirks. After witnessing Midoriya's bravery during a villain attack, All Might chooses him as the successor for his quirk, and Midoriya now receives the powers of immense strength and other enhanced abilities. To prepare his body for the power of One for All, he must undergo rigorous training under All Might's guidance, and eventually through this, he is accepted into UA High School, but he now faces even more challenges and grows significantly as both a student and a hero. His time at UA is marked by intense training, fierce competitions, and encounters with villains, and he forms strong bonds with all of his classmates, and through all of them, he learns the importance of teamwork and strategy. Midoriya's character is defined by his unwavering determination, intelligence, and empathy, and he constantly pushes himself to improve and adapt One for All to his own unique style. His analytical mind and ability to remain calm under pressure makes him a natural leader, and throughout the series, he struggles with the physical and emotional burdens of his inherited power, often injuring himself as he learns to control it. As Midoriya learns more about the history of One for All and its significance in the battle against All for One, he becomes more determined to uphold the legacy of heroism and protect those who are in need. His journey from just a quirkless boy with a dream to a powerful hero in training embodies the themes of perseverance, self-belief, and the essence of true heroism, and through him, we see the true themes of what the story is all about. Enji Todoroki, who is more popularly known as Endeavor, starts off as the number 2 hero and later number 1 following All Might's retirement. Endeavor is known for his intense personality as well as his complex family dynamics. The name of his quirk is Hellflame, and it allows him to generate and control intense flames, making him one of the most formidable heroes in the entire series. His ambition to surpass All Might has been a driving force throughout his career, leading him to pursue strength and recognition, and for a long time, pretty much obsessing over it. His intense desire to be the best likely stems from a combination of personal ambition and also societal pressures, and due to these feelings, it drives him to make decisions that he will later come to regret. One of these decisions was his marriage to Rei Himura, which was arranged specifically to produce a child with a powerful combination of quirks, and through this marriage, he had 4 different children, and he did not treat any of them very well whatsoever. He caused significant emotional and psychological trauma within the Todoroki family, leading to a lot of them having deep resentment towards him. Despite his flawed past, Endeavor's character undergoes substantial development throughout the series, and following All Might's retirement, he is now forced to confront the responsibilities and expectations of being the number 1 hero. This new role prompts him to reflect on his past actions, and he now strives for redemption. He seeks to rebuild his relationships with his family and also become a hero who is worthy of the title, not just through his strength, strength, but also through his character. Endeavor's journey is one of redemption and self-improvement, and he faces his shortcomings, as well as making efforts to atone for the pain he caused his family, most importantly Shoto. His struggles highlight themes of atonement and the consequences of blind ambition, as well as the potential for personal growth. He transitions from a hero driven solely by the desire to surpass All Might to one who genuinely cares for others, making him one of the most interesting characters in the entire series. Dabi, whose real name is Toya Todoroki, is a member of the League of Villains, later aligning with the Paranormal Liberation Front. Known for his fierce appearance and abilities, he is one of the most interesting and dangerous villains in the entire series. He is the eldest son of Endeavor, and through Endeavor's obsession with surpassing All Might, Toya was born and he inherited a fire-based quirk even more powerful than Endeavor's, but with a significant drawback, that being that his body has a low tolerance to his flames, which causes him to have severe burns. Endeavor's relentless training regimen and high expectations placed immense pressure on young Toya, and despite his efforts, Toya's inability to control his quirk led to frequent injuries and also his father's disappointment. This strained the father-son relationship, contributing to Toya's emotional and psychological turmoil. His fixation on meeting his father's expectations eventually led him to a tragic accident where he lost control of his flames, resulting in a fire that supposedly took his own life. However, Toya survived the incident, though it left him with severe burn scars. Adopting the alias Dabi, he concealed his true identity and harbored deep resentment towards his father and the society that idolized heroes. Dabi's transformation into a villain was driven by his desire for vengeance against Endeavor and the hero society that failed him. He eventually joined the League of Villains and became a key figure in their operations, and his intense hatred for heroes, especially his father, fuels his actions and motivations throughout the entire series. Dabi's character is an exploration of the consequences of unrealistic parental expectations and the dark side of hero society, highlighting the themes of the complexity of good versus evil. Shoto Aizawa, also known by his hero name Eraserhead, is a pro hero and a teacher at UA High School, where he is responsible for Class 1A. Known for his stoic and no-nonsense demeanor, he is highly respected for his tactical mind, combat skills, and unique quirk, which is known as Erasure, which allows him to nullify others' quirks by simply just looking at them. His childhood and upbringing played a significant role in shaping his personality and outlook on life, as he attended UA High School, where he was classmates with Hisashi Yamada and Oboro Shirakumo. The trio shared a very close bond, aspiring to become heroes together, and although Aizawa was initially more reserved and unsure of his potential as a hero, his friend's unwavering support helped him gain confidence in himself. Tragedy struck when Shirakumo died during a hero mission, and this event had a profound impact on Aizawa, deeply affecting his worldview and solidifying his resolve to become a hero who could protect others. The loss of his friend instilled in him a sense of realism and caution, shaping his future approach to heroism and teaching. As a teacher, Aizawa is known for his strict and often harsh methods, as he believes in pushing his students to their limits to prepare them for the harsh realities of the hero world. Despite his tough exterior, Aizawa cares deeply for his students and their development, often going to great lengths to ensure their safety and growth. His dedication to his students is evident in his willingness to sacrifice himself in battles to protect them, and his quirk complements his pragmatic and strategic approach to combat, where he often uses it to neutralize threats quickly and efficiently, relying on his combat skills to handle adversaries. His combat style is agile and precise, which directly reflects his disciplined and methodical nature, and overall, his experience and losses have shaped him into a dedicated hero and mentor, and his blend of toughness and genuine concern for his students highlights the complexities of being a hero in a world filled with danger and uncertainty. Stain, who is also known as the Hero Killer, was born under the name Chizomi Akuguro, and he is notoriously known for his mission to purge the world of false heroes. He was initially an idealistic young man who admired heroes and also aspired to be one. However, his experiences led him to become disillusioned with the hero society, which he perceived as corrupt and driven by selfish desires rather than genuine heroism. This shift in perspective was primarily influenced by his time at a private hero academy, where he realized that many heroes were more interested in fame and fortune, and disgusted by what he saw, he dropped out and began training himself, adopting his own personal code of ethics. Believing that true heroism is about self-sacrifice and a commitment to justice, he took on the name Hero Killer Stain, and his quirk, Blood Curdle, allows him to paralyze his targets by ingesting their blood, with the duration depending on their blood type. This quirk, combined with his exceptional combat skills and brutal efficiency, makes him a very formidable opponent. Stain's ideology centers on the belief that only a few heroes, such as All Might, embody true heroism, and he targets those that he deems unworthy, aiming to cleanse society of fake heroes and inspire a return to genuine heroism. His violent crusade has led to the deaths and injuries of numerous pro-heroes, creating a wave of fear and uncertainty in many. Despite his villainous actions, Stain's influence extends beyond his immediate attacks, as his philosophy resonates with various characters, including members of the League of Villains, who see him as a revolutionary figure. figure, and his complex character challenges the black and white morality of hero society, presenting a nuanced critique of what it means to be a hero. His legacy leaves a lasting impression, forcing heroes in society to reflect on their values and the true meaning of what being a hero is really about. Hawks, whose real name is Keigo Takami, is known for his laid-back demeanor and sharp wit. He is a pro-hero with the quirk known as Fierce Wings, which allows him to control a vast number of red feathers growing from his back, giving him remarkable speed, flight, and offensive capabilities. His childhood was far from ideal, as he was born to a criminal father and a negligent mother, resulting in him living in a state of neglect and poverty. His father unfortunately abused him and kept the family isolated, as he was always in constant fear of being captured. Despite these harsh conditions, Takami's talent and desire to help others shone through, and his life took a turn when his father was apprehended by Endeavor, a moment that ignited Takami's admiration for heroes. Recognizing his potential, the Hero Public Safety Commission took him in and trained him from a young age to become a hero. This government-backed upbringing involved intense and often harsh training, aimed at molding him into a perfect operative for covert missions. As a result, Takami developed a keen sense of independence, intelligence, and adaptability, qualities that would define his hero persona. As Hawks, Takami portrays a carefree and charismatic hero, often using his charm to gather intelligence and manipulate situations to his advantage. Despite his relaxed facade, he is deeply committed to his mission of maintaining peace and safety, and his true test of loyalty and resolve comes whenever he was tasked with infiltrating the League of Villains, and later the Paranormal Liberation Front. This dangerous undercover mission puts him in morally complex situations where he must balance his duty with his personal beliefs. Hawks embodies the themes of sacrifice and the burdens of heroism, and his difficult upbringing, as well as the heavy responsibilities placed onto him, highlight the darker aspects of the hero society. But despite these challenges, he remained dedicated to creating a world where heroes can genuinely protect and inspire, striving to live up to the idea of being a true hero. Kai Chiseki, who is notoriously known as Overhaul, is the leader of the Shiei Haseki, a Yakuza organization, and is known for his ruthless demeanor and powerful quirk, which is also called Overhaul. This quirk allows him to disassemble and reassemble anything he touches, making him a formidable and dangerous opponent. At a young age, he was taken in by the boss of this organization and even treated as the boss's son. The boss instilled in him a sense of loyalty and purpose, aiming to restore the Yakuza's influence in a world dominated by heroes and villains. He deeply admired the boss and adopted his vision, but developed his own twisted ideology over time. His obsession with cleanliness and fear of disease heavily influenced his worldview and actions, and he began to see quirks as a kind of sickness, believing that they were the root cause of society's problems. And this belief fueled his ambition to create a world without quirks, which he saw as a necessary step to return the world to a pure state. To achieve this goal, he devised a plan to create quirk-destroying bullets using the blood and cells of Eri, a young girl with the ability to rewind the state of living things. He subjected Eri to inhumane experiments, showing his complete disregard for human life in pursuit of his selfish goals. This brutal treatment of Eri is central to his role as a villain and highlights his moral depravity. His encounter with Midoriya, Mirio, and other heroes showcase his strategic mind and the terrifying potential of his quirk, and despite his eventual defeat and arrest, Overhaul leaves a lasting impact on the story, particularly through the emotional and physical scars inflicted on the young Eri. His character is a profound exploration of obsession, control, and the darker side of ambition, and his rigid beliefs and extreme methods stand in stark contrast to the values of the heroes, making him a memorable antagonist even long after his downfall. Sorahiko Torino, who is known by his hero name Gran Torino, is known for his agility and combat skills despite his advanced age. His quirk, which is known as Jet, allows him to shoot air from the soles of his feet, granting him high-speed movement and powerful kicks. His early life and upbringing aren't extensively covered in the series, but his history as a hero and mentor is well documented. He attended UA High School, where he was a classmate of Nana Shimura, the 7th holder of One for All, and they shared a very close bond, and after graduating, both of them pursued careers as professional heroes. His experiences and the challenges he faced in his career helped shape his pragmatic and sometimes rough teaching style. After Shimura's death, Gran Torino took it upon himself to mentor her successor All Might, and he trained All Might in the use of One for All, helping him understand and control the immense power. This mentorship played a critical role in All Might's development as a hero, and later in his career, Gran Torino semi-retired but continued to keep a watchful eye on the hero community. When Midoriya eventually inherited One for All, Gran Torino stepped in once again to provide guidance, and his training methods were intense and focused on practical combat skills, pushing Midoriya to improve his control over One for All and adapt quickly in battle. Gran Torino's character embodies the wisdom and experience of a seasoned hero, and his tough love approach and deep understanding of heroism, as well as sacrifice, provides essential lessons to younger heroes, and despite his old age, he remains a formidable force and a respected figure within the hero community, demonstrating that true heroism transcends time and age. His legacy is defined by his dedication to nurturing the next generation of heroes, and ensuring that the spirit of heroism continues to endure. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below which of the characters in this franchise are your favorite, and if you would like to see a part 2 where I cover even more characters, subscribe to let me know. Thank you again, and goodbye.